Today I'm talking to Stephen Verhasselt, Commercial Director of Liege Flexport in Belgium. Good morning, Stephen. I hope your journey wasn't too bad.
Good morning, Michael. No, it's okay. We're used to flying. That's our business, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, can you tell us about the success of your development of Liège and your as a freighter hub in Europe?
Well, over the last, let's say, 5 years, Liège has been growing constantly, which resulted in 2017, which was our record year on books. Last year, we processed 717,000 tons of cargo. Unlike most people think that is not only freighter cargo, we have 0.8% belly cargo and 99.2% of the cargo flies on freighters. So it's not a 100% freighter airport, but we're really, really close.
And on infrastructure, what services do you provide for freighter operators that they won't find elsewhere?
Well, Liège has been investing in cargo capacity for freighters, and when I say cargo capacity, I mean both infrastructure, airside and landside. We have two main parts of the facilities. One is the express facility, which used to be the TNT facility and is now, of course, since the acquisition, it has become the FedEx facility. On the other hand, we have the general cargo facilities. The general cargo facilities, the operations of those are outsourced to our handlers. Our handling partners are Avia partner Lux, Swissport, and soon to be our fourth handler, BAS. And all of them have their own general cargo facility landside, which the airport has been taking care of as far as investments is concerned. Apart from the general cargo, we have three separate facilities. One of them is the Horse Inn, the Horse Hotel. The other one is a zoo for all live animals that are arriving at the airport. And we also have an additional perishable center that can be used for any kind of perishables and even for pharmaceutical shipments. And that comes on top of the general cargo facilities, who also all of them have fridges inside, but still we decided to invest in an additional perishable center.
How many carriers on average operate at Liège on a regular basis?
Well, we have about 15 freighter operators who call on Liège on a regular basis. We have one airline who is based here, that's ASL Airlines, the former TNT Airways, who on the one hand flies the European network for FedEx out of Liège. On the other hand, they also have their own scheduled Boeing 747 operations. We have a number of airlines who have their European hub in Liège, Icelandair, Qatar Airways, KAL, El Al, NAS, Astral Aviation, and Ethiopian Cargo. They all have their European hub in Liège, so they call on to Liège a lot. We have scheduled services from companies like Airbridge Cargo, Turkish Airlines, Air China Cargo, and Silkway will join them soon. And then we have a lot of charters by different operators. Kalita, for example, Volga Dnieper Group calling on Liège a lot. Those are the airlines who are calling, let's say, regularly on Liège. Apart from that, we have a lot of charter operations by many, many different freighter operators.
Recently, some of the big European hubs have placed quite big restrictions on freighter movements and slots. In your opinion, has this had a beneficial effect on other freighter-friendly airports throughout Europe, including your own?
Yes, well, definitely for us, we have a very clear strategy. It's called the Freighters First strategy. And yesterday I was joking at the conference where they asked me about my cargo village at the airport. I told them for us it's different. We have a small passenger village in a cargo airport. Um, have other carriers come? Well, when slots get difficult to get or more scarce in other airports, Liège Airport is open 24/7. We are not slot restricted. We have no curfew. So basically, when freighters call upon us, we will try to accommodate it, and that's one of the things that happened when slots got more scarce in Amsterdam and in other airports. So our result of 2017 and the growth until now for the first 2 months of 2018 is on the one hand based on the very strong performances of our existing carriers, but also thanks to some new carriers who arrived in Liège. Let's say they came to Liège because slots were scarce somewhere else, but they stayed in Liège because of what we are offering them and how we are helping them.
I assume you have quite a lot of offline cargo coming in as well.
Yes, of course. I mean, that's as we call ourselves a kind of global platform for cargo. So airlines who are not calling on Liège, or airlines who are working with mostly belly freight that fly into surrounding airports, a lot of it comes to Liège by truck offline, arrives here, and gets moved on further to freighter destinations that we are serving. We see that a lot for African business, for example. And the other way around, of course. I mean, a lot of cargo arrives here from all over the world and is maybe further distributed in belly of other carriers at other airports, because being located where we are, there are of course a lot of bigger passenger airports who can offer more belly freight destinations within, let's say, a trucking range of 4 hours, which for cargo is absolutely acceptable.
Great. You have a reputation for handling humanitarian freight. How big is that?
Well, it depends. Humanitarian freight is not something you can plan. My right answer, my politically correct answer would be it should be as little as possible, because if there's not too many humanitarian freight, it means the world is doing okay. But sometimes it gets really big. I mean, we had the Ebola crisis in Africa, which was probably an example of where it became really big. When Ebola broke out, most of the passenger flights stopped into these countries because of obvious reasons. People don't want to travel to these places at that time. And so at that time, we had a very, very big charter program. I think we had more than 100 charters that went to the countries concerned. Why are they coming to Liège? It's a combination of, on the one hand, we have a lot of freighter capacity. I mean, freighters are here, so they can be called upon by the charter brokers. We have a couple of airlines who are really specialized. For example, NAS, Astral Aviation, who is really specialized on this kind of operations. And then there's the fact that the airport is open and available. You don't plan humanitarian operations. Whenever they come about, it needs to go as quickly as possible. And in Liège, we have a policy that for humanitarian operations, when the cargo is ready and when the slot is available on the other side, the plane can take off in Liège whenever most suitable. So the flexibility of the airport, which we use for all kinds of services, becomes a really, really important part of the deal when it comes to humanitarian. We support organizations like Red Crescent. We also work a little bit with Airlink if we can. So for us, the humanitarian is really part of the services that we offer, and what we feel we are obliged to as a service provider for international aviation.
You're going to invest quite a lot in the airport during the next couple of years. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we are indeed investing. We never stopped investing, but with the upturn of the market and the growth that we had, we need to invest more to keep up. So on the first line, we just had March 1st, we just had a 6,000 square meter new facility that opened. Before the end of 2019, there will be another 6,000 and an additional 12,000 square meter facility. So basically, as far as general cargo is concerned, we will double up in 2 years' time. Additional to that, also for the operations, there will be additional wide body freighter stands connected to the fuel hydrant. And we have an expansion of our fuel park coming up as well. So that's all for first line and operations. On the second line, we have a development which is a little bit different. On first line, it's the airport who invests. On the second line, we work with partners, and the partners that we have, they are going to specialized facilities that are based on products. So in the second line, we are gonna have a specialized e-commerce last mile fulfillment center to be opened in 2019 as well. And we will have a pharma distribution center very soon. So these are the two first projects for the second line, but more is coming. And third, and I give you a scope here, but you already got it when you visited us for Air Cargo Excellence. So we confirm that we will be investing in what we dubbed the cargo warehouse of the future. The cargo warehouse of the future is to be a facility that is, on the one hand, stimulating on innovation, on the other hand, a kind of training center for air cargo excellence. And this will be an investment with different stakeholders from throughout the logistics chain. So it will not only be air freight, it will really be a center of excellence for air freight and logistics. And that's a project that we are also about to launch in this year.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. That's terrific. We've covered a lot of ground today. I hope it all goes well and that we can speak to you again soon on Cargocast. Thanks again and goodbye.
Thanks a lot, Michael, and see you soon.